Let's pound it again.
That's not cool. Oh my gosh. That was close. What's up, everyone? I'm Judge James.
I'm Judge Evie.
Welcome to the legendary Walls Dungeon Tavern. We have like a bunch of people watching already, which is great because this is going to be the show where we bring like snark factor 9.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Hey, Josh and Bab, be good in the chat. You're gonna scare people off. We got a lot of people watching.
We got a lot of people here.
Be nice.
Be nice.
Be nice.
Be nice.
Okay. Anyway, this will be an interesting night because we're talking about 5th edition tonight. And anytime we talk about D&D 5e,
we bring the thunder.
We bring the thunder? That's what we do? Oh my gosh. We got lots of people on. Tom's on. Who all's on? I think Greg's on.
Can you not see?
Yeah, I can kind of see.
But like, is there any way to see who's actually here?
I don't know. Can you do that? Users in chat. Oh, you can. No, you can't.
Oh, what
I don't know if you can or not. That? Dr. Moggs is on. Okay. Ooh. Anyway, be good, shrubs. We have shrubs in the house. This is what happens when some of our players from our shrub game show up. And for those who don't know, our shrub game is our weekly game with Judge Evie, her older brother, and all of their friends. So that's just what happens in the house. So yeah, we're talking about D&D tonight.
Yes,
we actually have our one core book here. This is the only... No, there's 2 D&D 5e books in the house.
There's only one.
There's that box set, that starter set no one wants.
Ew, how do we get rid of that?
I don't know.
Burn it.
Yeah, we have to do.
Yep.
Discussing 5e. Big game and big game and week game this week. Big week in gaming this week. That's what I wanted to say. That's what I wanted to say because we hit 4th level in the Fantasy Age campaign yesterday. So that's pretty cool. Mhm. Right?
Yes.
So what does 4th level mean in Fantasy Age?
We got specializations.
Which means what?
We get cool things in front of our names.
So, like, what is your specialization in 5e? 5e. What's your I'm reading. I'm reading all this stuff below.
It's interrupting you.
This is what happens. The book is right here.
Get it out of here. We don't need to see it until we gotta see it.
Wait, just give it to me. Give it to me.
No,
give it to me.
Get rid of it.
Give it to me. Give it to me.
Get it out.
All right. What is your specialization in 5e?
No, I said it again.
I did say it again. Holy crap. All right, we gotta chill. We gotta take this down a notch. This is going nuts. What's your specialization in Fantasy Age?
I am. What am I? I'm soulbound to Scott.
So there was a demon, the sarcophagal. What was the C?
Sarcophagal.
Chaos. Sarcophagal something of tyrannical terror. Scott is the demon.
Oh, carcass.
Is it sarcophagal carcass of tyrannical terror?
I don't know.
And that is now what you got the killing blow on it.
Yeah, I did.
After Eli did all the damage, you got the killing blow, and now you took the soulbound specialization. So in Fantasy Age, specialization comes at 4th level and lets you like tinker your character in a way that makes them more unique. So we have your soulbound. We made a custom one for Bab, which is Dragon Master. So they get a dragonling.
Oh yeah, they're dragons.
That'll be cool. And then Eli is taking pirate to be an air pirate. Josh is going to be a gunfighter, and we don't know what. I'm trying to think here. We don't know what Maggie's going to be because Maggie hasn't played the last couple games, and we don't know what Sarah's going to be yet either.
Yep.
So that was a good game, and really enjoying Fantasy Age. We have it behind us here. We're talking about some of the games we play that are fantasy that aren't D&D.
Yep.
So we brought out our 4...
Oh, hi, gnomes.
Oh, yeah, we also have all of our cool, creepy stuff.
Light it up.
Okay.
No, I want to light it up.
My wife got me this. You know, it is Halloween season almost, which is the time of year that we buy regular stuff for our house because all this stuff will stay up all year long.
Yes.
We really like our demon gnomes, you know, our zombie gnomes. These are cool.
There's nastiness on it.
Oh yeah, there's cobwebs. Ew, get that near my teeth. Gosh darn it, kid.
Oh, look, there's this one too. Woo! It's like the people that sit on your shoulder that are like...
What people sit on your shoulder?
Do the good thing, do the bad thing, do the good thing, do the bad
like
thing.
Like the devil and angel on your shoulder?
Yeah.
The people that sit on your shoulder? You even know what that trope is.
What?
All right, we have people watch. We should talk about what we were going to talk about on the show, which is
yeah.
So the next part of the show, because we're all like wound up, is discussing the Judge Evie presides segment.
Judge Evie presides!
We have 3 questions. This is so cool. We never get this many questions.
I know.
And now we have 3. So, again, if you have any questions for Judge Evie especially, you can email them to dccjudgeevie@gmail.com. You can note we are definitely adorned in our DCC wear. I'm wearing my Meat Planet shirt. Got my DCC hat.
I got a hoodie. I got my death hat.
She's got her hoodie.
Wait, can they see it?
It says death.
Yep.
Doug Kovacs wrote that under her hat for her.
And people signed it
at Gen Con 2016.
Oh, wow.
All right, here we go. First question.
Who should we read first?
Do George's question first.
Okay. Hi.
Who was it from?
You just said it.
But read the whole thing.
Okay, I'm gonna pronounce this right. Georgia Maldonado. Maldonado. Wait, no, that's
Maldonado.
That's how you probably pronounce it.
There you go. Keep going.
My bad. Okay. Here we go. Hi, Judge Evie and Judge James. I've heard the phrase never splits the party. Currently, I'm in a...
Go ahead and give it a try.
What is this?
I want to see it. I want to watch. I know what Georgia. I know what you wrote. So I want to see if she tries to pronounce it. Go ahead.
Wait, no. It says what is the one word?
Just go ahead and try it.
Something Demon Lord. I forget what the first.
Shout out the Demon Lord. Also right here. Look at that. We got that with us here too. We will not throw that book.
I forgot that it was. I thought it was.
So
Savage.
read the question.
I was like, why is
Savage of the Demon Lord?
Yeah.
No.
I was like, what the heck
Shadow.
is the word? Okay. Campaign, and we don't split up the party. We don't split the party in dungeons, but we split up in town for But we split up in town for personal side quests and gathering information. How do you feel about that? Have you ever done that, or how would you run that as a judge? Thanks very much. Happy Sunday, Georgia. Sent from my iPhone.
All right. Well, you can answer the question first.
So usually you don't split it up because bad things always happen. So yeah. What was the question? How would you do that? Well, you probably have
the question was that Georgia
scenes.
Georgia doesn't split in a dungeon, but they do split when they're in a town.
Oh, like how Bab ran away yesterday and split up?
But you were in combat, but yes, essentially.
Yeah.
Do you have any issues with that?
Not really. Except they're probably going to die.
I would say, Georgia, that, it would be somewhat concerning in Shadow of the Demon Lord to split up from the party anytime. I wouldn't ever want to go away. Especially if I was running the game. I'd always want to be with everyone else, group shopping.
More caffeine.
But, you do have the advantage of if in any game splitting up in town, at least you are probably the most safe, right? So if I was going to do it, I would only do it in town. I don't know. It could be a lot of fun splitting the party in Demon Lord in a dungeon, maybe, for the GM. I don't know about for the players how much fun it's going to be, but for the GM it would. So... It's a good question, though. I think it depends on the system also. Some systems, and some GMs, towns are super safe, right? So go ahead, go for the split. Now, what would you do to a party that did split up in town? Would you be kind to them if you were GMing this, or would you go...
one of them would probably be nice, right?
Okay.
And the other people would be mean to them.
Who would you be nice to? So
then you'd be like, I don't know, depends on what they're doing.
We have some comments here. We have a legit question for you. 14 Glasses, which is Bab, right?
Yeah.
All right. Asks, what didn't you like about D&D, especially with examples? We're going to get to that in a second.
We're going to get to it.
Because it's in the show.
Yes.
And Savage Rob wants you to have more caffeine.
I was trying to drink my tea, but I burnt my hand, then it blew on my hand because it burnt.
Tom says, always split the party. And again, Bab asks, after Fantasy Age, run a Shadow the Demon Lord game. Please, 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 please.
Yes.
You guys are crazy.
We're not
crazy. All right, next question.
Okay.
It's a long show tonight, which is good.
Last
one was short.
It was really short, yeah.
Go ahead.
This one's from Paul Carden.
Hi, Paul.
Did I say it right?
I think you're pretty close.
Okay. What should his voice be? Hi! Hi, Evie and James. I'm interested in running Savage Worlds Online, but I'm not sure how the card initiative and Bennies could work. Do you have any advice about running RPGs with extra components like cards and Bennies Online? Paul from the UK.
Wow! And look, Brendan's on. What's up, Brendan?
No goodnesses.
All right, so
no.
So running.
No.
Is that a different Brendan?
That's not.
Oh, it's not my Brendan.
That's not your Brendan.
It's a different Brendan.
That's Brendan as in Twitch stream Brendan.
I thought maybe it was like Brendan.
No, it's not Brendan.
Oh, it's just Brendan.
It's just Brendan.
Okay.
Continuing on. What was the question?
So the question is running games with online with components online, right? Why do you have your passcode up?
You're the one
All right, running Savage Worlds online, but not trying to do card initiative and Bennies could work. All right, so Paul, I've tried running Savage Worlds online. It can be done. Mm-hmm. I do have a challenge with Savage Worlds Online because I think that it's one of those games that plays best in person. However, if it's your game of choice, my suggestion would be, for Bennies, just like giving out luck, fleeting luck, experience in Cypher System, I would, in other games, I would just tell the players to have, to either make a note in their sheet. Alternatively, like we keep a bucket of Bennies in our house. This is the Benny bucket. And
that's loud.
In here, we have everything from our Deadlands Bennies.
We got Mojo.
We have Mojo from X-Crawl.
We got Fleeting Luck.
Fleeting Luck tokens, and we have the new Deadlands Lost Colony Bennies, and these are quite cool. So we use these for Bennies, we use them for Mojo, we use them for Fleeting Luck. We just use the whole bucket, right? So one thing you could do is ask your players to have their own stack of poker chips of any kind near them. And then they could just, when you say you get a Benny, they just take the Benny and put it, next to their... Oh no, I lost Fleeting Luck.
We're breaking up.
No, we're good. We
were breaking up.
Card initiative is a little more challenging. So what I've done when I've run Savage Worlds is I have put in front of me, I'll have every character's name, I'll deal the cards out to them, and then I'll show them, I'm using the eye holes.
Why couldn't you just get cards? Don't we have cards like everywhere?
Because I'm not going to get them out. What? I show them the cards that they have, and I just look in front of me and use them that way. Savage Rob says, who is, as his name says, he is a huge Savage Worlds dude, says, we do Savage Worlds online with Roll20, and you can create a second set of cards just for Bennies. That's kind of cool.
Wow.
And I think on Roll20, you can create a deck of cards for initiative. If you don't know about Savage Worlds' awesome system and initiative is done with playing cards.
Yes.
Great questions.
Next question. This is from Greg, and I'm not going to say anything about him sending questions because I got in trouble for that last time. So thank you, Greg.
No, you just snarked him. You are lucky Greg sent you questions. You're lucky he sent you questions.
Well, of course Greg sent me questions because Greg's amazing and we are too. Okay, going back to the question like I was going to read. This is from Greg. What's a great example of shrub? You spelled shrub wrong. Shrub teamwork.
Shrub is two B's.
No, he got that part right, but he said with a C, like shrub.
Okay.
Yeah, from your adventures together.
So shrub teamwork. What's a shrub teamwork?
Usually the shrub team doesn't usually have teamwork, but
I don't think it's true.
We do sometimes.
Sometimes.
What was the example we're gonna use again?
I'm not telling you.
Shrubs, comment on this. Come up with more examples because I'm not going to remember.
Okay, I will say. I want to speed us along here so we're not taking forever here.
Exactly. Shrub doesn't do teamwork.
You do. So the teamwork you do, whether you realize it or don't, is like when you went into combat on that island against the Byakhee or whatever you were fighting.
Oh, yeah.
Those insectoid people, and you had Evie's character cast the shadow spells.
That was a good one.
Her character is like a shadow magic specialist. And you had Maggie's character, Zara, the gnome drac warrior, like charged through. The whole party came out of the shadows to attack. That was great teamwork. I think you guys do awesome teamwork.
Oh yeah, Bab wasn't there. Dang.
It was great teamwork because Bab wasn't there.
Yes, that's the only. Yeah, yep.
Good, but there are examples. They give themselves nowhere near enough credit. It is still one of the best gaming groups I've played with. They just don't realize it yet because they do yell at each other a lot, and they do fight a lot. But when they have their moments, they have their moments. Great questions by all. I will say again, if you want to say questions and hear Evie answer them, or do your voice in a weird voice, dccjudgeevie@gmail.com.
That's me.
And let's move on to our discussion about
Here
D&D,
we go.
which I was gonna hold the book up, but I can't.
What happened to it?
I don't know. It's gone.
Should you go get it?
No, I'm not getting it.
I'm
It's
not
just over there.
Yeah, it deserves to be.
So we're gonna talk about 5e a little bit here, okay?
Maybe to go pound it first.
Fun fact.
Fun fact.
Our reboot of Living for Crits. We've had this channel now since 2015, but our reboot.
No, it was before that.
No, it was 15.
No, it wasn't.
Yes, it was.
What?
It was the spring of 2015 we started the channel.
But adipose are sweet.
Okay, but that doesn't really count.
It does.
When we did the reboot of our channel, it was initially going to be us trying 5th edition and talking about it, and then we played it once and decided it was not the game for us. It was not the game for us. And we thought that tonight's show kind of got the idea for it, at least, came out of a comment, a tweet thread that happened on Twitter on Friday, where I made a comment that just said a common response that I read when I talk to fellow GMs about switching from D&D to another tabletop RPG is that their group doesn't want to change. For those of you who experienced this challenge, what has prevented you from changing out players or your entire group? And I do want to say that, as we come at this, we are going to come at this with probably a maximum snark level. So if you want true opinions, you're getting them from us.
No, not from me. From you.
What, you're gonna give the hate?
Well, I don't think I've wrote one nice thing.
That's true. But what I'm trying to say is, off the bat, I have issues with Hasbro and Wizards of the Coast and D&D in general. I have some concerns about, not concerns, more than concerns. I have some issues with it. So
you have good opinions, and I have ones, that are just interesting.
So if I would be, as you watch us progress through this portion, if you are easily upset or offended about anti-D&D comments. Skip to the next show, because we're going to go ahead and unload here a little bit, both for fun and because the Shrubs are here and Josh and Bab are already coming at us with their comments.
See, they like 5e.
Yeah, I know.
That's a little difference here.
So here we roll. So
here we roll.
These are some. Here are some of the responses I saw on Twitter. One person said, that the GM and players are part of a tight friend group and they want to stay together as the only game that all play. Several folks mentioned sunk costs in D&D. They've already spent a lot of money on D&D, especially with D&D Beyond, which is a friggin' racket. I mean, I'm just going to say it here. That, I do not understand how much money you are, just dunking into something that, if that goes away, your money is gone. It's not even the PDFs for it, Rob just said 5e is one of the okayest systems ever. D&D Beyond makes it too easy to try something else. So that was an interesting comment where someone said that I guess the ease of use for D&D Beyond made it just great for play, and why try something else. Someone said it was a generational thing. I think Judge Tim made a comment about that. And I don't know if that's because the younger generations aren't being exposed to other games maybe, and this is just what's out there and what's big right now, whereas a lot of us who are older have played other editions, other games. Maybe we were playing, there was a period of time between 4th and 5th edition where there was just D&D Next, and there wasn't a 5th edition out yet. They were just beta testing 5e, so you couldn't just buy a D&D except for 4th edition, which, despite the fact that several people enjoyed it, I liked 4th edition. I sold it all. I won't play it again, but it definitely had a lot of detractors and really didn't like the game. And then someone says it's what everyone else plays. So I have to hand it to Hasbro and Wizards of the Coast. D&D is huge, has never been huger, and a lot of people are playing it. They got great marketing, great sales tactics, and done a great job of spreading the love of the hobby. But, like, I mean, do you really want to keep giving your hard-earned money to a giant corporation? Has Blade Runner taught us nothing about, like, mega corporations? We're living in a frigging dystopian future right now. It's a pandemic. So, you know, number one for me is supporting the creators themselves and not stockholders in this situation. And support the folks who are providing, you know, are out there providing their dream to everyone. So off the bat, that is the number one reason why I have a bit of an anti-D&D mindset. I think that, you know what, this is a hobby where it's about the creativity that we're giving, that's being given to us by creatives. And, you know, I'd rather find a way to have them get the money directly. So, let's see here. So we do want to say we're not blaming anyone for playing 5e and not playing anything else, right? I mean, what is your 5e take?
Oh, you already finished yours?
Well,
wow.
Yes, I have, yes.
Hi, yes. What was I gonna say first? Okay, it's boring. It's very boring. It's like so boring.
Now she has played this once.
No.
Twice?
Twice.
Okay, go ahead.
Maybe
it's boring.
3 times.
It's boring. Go ahead. Keep going.
It's so boring. Like, you just sit there and it's just like, this goes into my next point. It's so freaking basic, guys. So you go, you watch your favorite TV show. What? Oh my gosh, we play role-playing games. That's great. What do they play? Oh, we play D&D, 5e, whatever. Basic. Okay, next up, you go to McDonald's. If they ever have like a role-playing game Happy Meal, what toy are you gonna get a freaking 5e toy? Because they're basic. Okay, next up, what's next? Where am I at?
Where are you at your show notes?
I skipped over half of it.
You said basic 4 times. Your show notes just say basic, and fracking.
What? No, I said freaking.
No, you said fracking.
Shut up. You want to really say, oh my gosh, you really want to be a basic gamer? No. Also, the book on the cover, we would show you, but we yeeted it back there. It says, world's greatest role-playing game. Well, that's just lying to you. Do you really want to play a game that's made by freaking liars? Okay, I finished my show notes. Moving on.
I do appreciate your kind and gentle take on 5e. Half our viewers are gone. I'm just kidding.
Actually, none of them left.
No, one left.
No, we had 13.
I do want to say that to one of the responses that's what everyone plays.
I'm not a quirky gamer, girl.
And that their friends won't play anything else. And that's the game being played most. Neither Evie or I play D&D 5th edition. Like,
that's true.
At all. And we joke about it, but it's not something we play. And yet, we are gaming all the time. So I brought with us, just in case you are a new viewer, because I figure we get a few of those with this show, just some of the games that we play if you want to get your fantasy kick. And these are, I think, I don't know, one is brand new, and I brought it Access Fantasy, and that is, you know, we just started Ryutama. Evie's not playing this, but I started Ryutama today, and this was a lot of fun. But this is fantasy. This is the natural fantasy role-playing game, which is, you know, based on, you know, it's colloquially called the Miyazaki's Oregon Trail. Good time with this today. That's a fantasy game we play. But for fantasy games, if you really want to look at like what we're playing most of all, we can talk Fantasy Age, because that's the game we're playing presently on Saturdays, which is a very awesome, very customizable game. Really easy mechanics and very small buy-in. This book is all you need to start. It's $29.95, and you can get it for like $20 on Amazon.
Yep.
Then we've got Shadow of the Demon Lord, which I have to say, like, pound for pound in gaming awesomeness right now, this is an absolutely wonderful game if you want to go with
really good.
With the
This smells like Gen Con.
Does it?
Oh my god, wait. Holy crap.
It smells like Gen Con a little bit.
My god.
That's like the game last week. Ryutama smelled like Gen Con, I think you said.
The inside smells like a game, but wait, give me this game. Give me this. Wait.
Just stop smelling books.
Well, if I can't smell books, what am I supposed to smell?
Shadow of the Demon Lord is a bit of a... Oh, yes, Shannon, you're right. Amazon is a big corporation. This is correct. I would definitely buy your games if you can from the game developers themselves, and you can go to their websites to do that. Fair point. But like of all games we talk about the most here, this is Dungeon Crawl Classics, which is the world's greatest role-playing game.
Yes,
so,
it is.
I mean, gosh.
I mean, I don't think
that's a lot of meat for $40, you know?
I don't think they marketed it on the front, so, like, that also makes them cooler.
Fun fact, inside the book, the DCC core book, there is art of a wizard burning something on a funeral pyre here. Towards a DCC RPG like monolith or whatever or shrine, and Joe Goodman did admit during the Kickstarter for the 4th printing of DCC that this wizard is burning like 4th edition books. So DCC, I love you. Mechanically, it's a mess. It is not a mess. It is the perfect game.
It's a perfect game.
It is a gorgeous game. It is a perfect game. It breaks down around 6th level a bit.
Okay, but also. This doesn't say on the front world's best role-playing game. That and like D&D 5e's over here be like, I'm the best. Well, you don't like people that always go around saying that they're the best person in the world.
This is true. We don't like those people.
No.
And it is, you know what, I will say, Bab made a comment that it's so hard to role-play in that game and not have everything get super out of control. It really depends on the way you're running DCC. And I do like pitch that one in a different direction when we all played it a bit. And let's be honest, Bab, when our shrub games get out of control, it's not the system.
It's you.
It's all of you. It's you. It's everyone.
It's mostly Babs.
It is not.
Babs the one who wanted to do the things.
It is not. It is not. And I have run very many DCC campaigns, and I'm running a pair of DCC campaigns right now. So I have 2 DCC Lankmar games going right now. I have one on Wednesday nights that starts this Wednesday, and I have one coming up for we're going back to our in-person game, but not in person.
What?
We're going to start playing, not in person, but we're going to play again with Cody and Shannon.
Oh, yeah.
In 2 weeks. So they're off the
Wait, when? We always play on Saturdays at 2.
It's going to be in the afternoon later.
We're going to play 2 games in a day?
That day it's 2 games, yeah. All right. Anyway, all right. So let's move along.
John, yes, it can be used for lifting. Wait. I'm giving a point here. You can use it in our online gym class because we need weights for those. So just walk up, and you have to do stupid things. You can just be like, "Hi,
but I did. But as much as I'm touting my DCC love, because there's a lot of it. If you want to play a game that does have more of the character customization, I personally think that I think Shadow the Demon Lord pound for pound beats the crap out of D&D 5e. Mechanically, I prefer it, and I think that Fantasy Age is pretty tight as well, and I would say is probably equal in probably easier to learn, I think, than D&D 5e. Maybe not quite as customizable as 5e, obviously, because there's not as much splat for Fantasy Age. It's a very fast system, though. But what?
Splat,
yeah.
Splat.
Yeah, splat, like splat books.
What's that?
But if I was if I wanted to run something that was very similar to D&D and have a D&D experience, I'm gonna run Shadow the Demon Lord. If I want to have that level of customization where people can be anything, and I unfortunately can't run Shadow the Demon Lord for you because it's for grown-ups. There's a lot of like adult imagery in the game, and I guess need release slips from your parents, which
they would give them.
I don't think with a character sheet with a pentagram on it, I'm gonna get that.
No, they'd be fine.
Okay. Does Fantasy Age have a quick start? I'm not sure, actually. So I don't know. Hot take. I'm pretty yelled at. This is from Josh. I think DCC for me is only really enjoyable in a long-term campaign if you homebrew a lot of the mechanics. That's a fair comment.
I'm confused. There's too many words in that.
There's no shouting coming at you. So
yeah, because I'm confused. I want to shout at you.
All right, so let's talk about, and again, this is not a show, we are adorned in the DCC regalia here. But, I mean, I've got Demon Lord art on my walls over here.
You do?
This is a Numenera map right here. This is from Savage Worlds, Saga of the Goblin Horde. This Goblin Centaur. This is a bunch of Cypher System stuff over in this area, which I just didn't bring it out for a fantasy game, but Cypher System is also a very favored game for us. So I guess I'm trying to say is that it is not so much that we are, only DCC versus D&D, but like there are so many other games than D&D, and you can get your D&D experience through a lot of games. DCC is one of them that can give you a very similar experience. So what we want to do now is talk about some ways to explore options within your group. So we've been shouting at you now. We now have the most viewers we've had so far. We've been shouting at you now for a half an hour about our issues with 5th edition and like praising other games. Let's discuss some of the ways you can
civil about this.
Get your friends, if you're in this situation where you want to play something else, whether it's what?
Fold your hands.
Why?
Because.
No. Maybe you want to play Shadow of the Demon Lord. Maybe you want to play Fantasy Age. Maybe you want to play Dragon Age, which is kind of like Fantasy Age. Or you want to play... I played Swords of the Serpentine for the first time, which is a gumshoe system game. And I loved it. I pre-ordered Swords of the Serpentine. It's an investigative fantasy game by Pelgrane Press. I'm super excited for that. Pelgrane makes 13th Age. Another good, awesome, amazing game that is out there that I picked Fantasy Age over that when I was deciding what to run with the shrubs, because I think 13th Age is a little bit more crunchy mechanically than Fantasy Age is. So let's talk about things we can... Bath says, I've not heard one real criticism from Evelyn Vienna Walls over there. So let's talk about what you can do to get your friends for other games. One is one-shots, and that is when we have our own ideas for this. I have my comments on this, that Evie has hers, okay? So we'll do mine first.
Mine are more of what to do if they refuse, not about what other things you can do.
One is one-shots, is to offer your friends a chance to try something different. When I was playing a lot of AD&D 2nd Edition back in the 90s, we did a one-shot of a game called Bug Hunters, which was for the Amazing Engine system. And that led to months of playing Bug Hunters. We loved the experience of playing as Space Marines, and it was an awesome campaign, but it took a one-shot to get us there. Another thing is to find new friends. And I say this in a good way. There's no reason why you have to have just one gaming group. We're in a friggin' pandemic. I'm working a ton of hours, and right now, I have the Ryutama campaign on Sundays. I have a Fantasy Age campaign on Saturdays, and Wednesdays I have a DCC Lankmar campaign. So that's 3 campaigns. If you have a D&D campaign, try something else and find new players to do that. Go online, find some players. Go on Discord is where I recruit a lot of players. You can find them on Facebook if you're on Facebook. I'm not anymore, but if you're there, do that. But just reach out and find some people. Or offer a second night of gaming. Again, pandemic. What the hell else are you doing?
Whoa.
So say, look, what?
Language.
I said shit earlier.
Whoa.
Language. All right. So if it's a pandemic, why not play a second game?
Exactly.
Try an adjacent system. DCC is a good adjacent system to 5th edition because in Dungeon Crawl Classics, it's the same mechanic. It's a D20 plus something. It's just not the advantage-disadvantage mechanic. So it's just you're using a dice step mechanic up from a D20 to a D24 or down to a D16 instead of getting advantage, disadvantage, stuff like that. So try something adjacent to D&D. Maybe stepping into... I think Fantasy Age is pretty similar. It's, again, you're rolling 3d6 and trying to see adding your bonuses to it. So it's an adjacent system. Try a non-WotC, a non-Wizard of the Coast D&D setting made by a company that makes other stuff. So Monty Cook Games has Arcana of the Ancients. Goodman Games is 5th edition fantasy. So you can try something by a game company that makes other things. Get them hooked on that company's product, maybe, and then you can maybe talk them into running something that's similar. And then finally, just go for a guilt trip. Just be like, come on, guys. I want to try something else. Please. So, Evie,
okay,
your things here pretty much are what to do if they won't switch. And
yes.
they're all very kind and caring, and you say all of them with a lot of love. And when I read your show notes, I was very impressed by how mature an adult they are.
I know. Okay, so my first thing is you should keep bothering them about another game until they finally agree with you. This is what I did. You probably heard this story before, but we were in ATP at school, and they're like, oh my god, we want to play 5e, and me not even knowing who these people were that are now the shrubs, I was like, oh my gosh, I play that stuff, but 5e, don't play that, it's trash. I never played it before, but I still thought it was trash. I had good instincts about the trash of that game. Sorry, that was mean, but I don't care. So then I was like, I just kept telling them, like, this is this other game called DCC, and then I ran a game for them, and it was pretty lit, and then we started a campaign, and there's that.
Who played the character who was Nick Cage?
That was John.
Nick Cage the dwarf.
Yeah.
Where his character class was Nick Cage, right?
Yeah. Okay, next. My next thing is you ditch your friends. That's it. The next one is you should pull the you're only caring don't you care about my happiness too?
That's the guilt trip.
Like you only care about yours. Pull that card. Okay. Next, what's next? Trick them into playing something else. So you're gonna set up. I'll set the scene. So you're gonna walk in, they're gonna be like, hey, you ready to play some 5e? And you're gonna be like, yes.
You say hey-o, I like get nervous.
You're gonna be like, yes, we're here to play 5e. So then they're gonna get all the 5e stuff out. But then behind your screen, you're gonna have all the
This
DCC
means you have to buy
stuff out.
5e crap.
No, this is saying if you already play it.
Okay.
Why would you buy 5e stuff just to get out of it? This is if you already play 5e and they won't switch. So then you're going to be there and you're going to set everything up. Then right before, like, in the middle of you start playing, you're going to be like, psych! And you're just, like, not going to, you're going to be like, we're playing a different game. Next, I'll read John's thing in a second. My next is you start a show where it all started because you trashed D&D. It works. You start a whole show. Start a Twitch show. My next is you go on Minecraft. You go to a Minecraft thing and you play Bed Wars with someone. Then you type in the chat, yo, anyone like this, like, blah, 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 blah. And then you find new friends to play with you on Minecraft. People do it. I don't, because it's scary, but people do it. My next thing is to tell them how basic they are by playing it. And then you're going to get, like, all this stuff of, like basic things. Like, you're going to be like, here, this is a Hydro Flask. It's you guys. And you're going to be like, you're a Visco girl, because that's basic. Okay, and my last thing, that if none of this works, then burn all of their D&D stuff so they can't play it anymore.
There's a good comment here. I want to speak to this.
No.
So Bab says, Evie just went on a limb here, but could one reason that you hate D&D be because you're afraid of change and people leaving you, and so you don't want to abandon your old games, and since this new thing was scary and you didn't get it at first, plus since you hated it from the beginning, you feel like you have to?
No. Not really.
I don't know. I'm going to blame me in this.
No, don't
whether
blame
Evie
yourself.
wants to believe this or not, I do blame us. One thing as a family that we have always been proponents of is of being going against the grain, against the going upstream, not going with the stream and going in directions other folks don't go. Whether it means that all our friends have PCs and I'm mostly Apples. Our gaming system of choice, we have all these Nintendo Switches in the house. I don't mess around with PS4s or Wizards of the Coast or Xboxes. We have like an Xbox 360, but but it goes in some ways. I am personally and my wife are trying to instill a mindset with our children of not being afraid and being actually aggressive about being an individual, going with your own flow, and for doing things that are against the norm. Everything from how, not to get super technical, but how we manage our money to how we buy cars and how we handle expenses. A lot of that we try to do and be a little bit different. So personally, I speak out against stuff, and I think some of it does rub off on Evie. I did leave comments. I did say things to her when she was doing her show notes, and I did challenge her and said, I'm pretty sure, Because let's be honest, your first role-play game you played was like D&D Basic, pretty much.
It was?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And you played 4th edition when you were like 5 years old.
I was 5 years old. I didn't know any better.
But you did play D&D a long while ago. And I said if I played D&D, I'm pretty sure you would enjoy D&D. I've very commonly said to people, play whatever you want to play with your children and they will enjoy it. I don't think that you're afraid of doing things that are different. I do think it's possible that maybe you like being like the center of attention sometimes.
What the heck? That's not true.
No?
That's very not true.
Bit? No? A little bit?
Oh, really?
You like to be the trend center. How about that? No?
I can't come up with trends.
You're trying right now with that hat, right? I'm messing with you.
What?
Anyway, I
what
think...
does me curling my hair before school have anything to do with this?
I think that, part of our push to be a little bit different and a little bit, unique is about, it comes off in our gaming as well. I don't want to, when I'm gaming, I have had a personal connection with too many creatives out there and people that make the games. I know people, my wife works in the game industry, I have these connections, and I like to give my money to people that I know how they're going to spend it, and that's very important to me, and whatnot. And I do think, whoa, what just popped up? I do think that people can get the same experiences they're getting through 5th edition, which is, I know what it is. It's character customization. It's being able to do what you want to do with your game. Unlike OSR games where it's very driven by your roles, not the rules. Rulings, not rules. Yeah. Anyway, so long story short, if you're playing 5th edition right now, please keep playing 5th edition and enjoying 5th edition. Okay? Have a good time playing it. Enjoy playing it. I hope that Evie does play it at some point in time.
Oh, I have to.
And I'm very proud of all of my friends who play it and are having a good time. I'm very proud that Josh runs it and that Bab's going to run it. That's pretty awesome. However, there are other games. And if you want to find a way to get your friends to try something different, maybe one of our several tips might help.
Not my tips. My tips would work, but just know your friends might be really
Moving on in this long show for Kickstarter shout-outs. I don't have anything right now.
Oh, we're frozen again.
No, we're good. So if you think of any Kickstarters that might be interesting to us, please let us know. You can tweet it to us or whatever later. Road Crew shout-outs, again, Bride of Cyclops Con by Goodman Games. That is October 16th to 18th online. Event submission is open, I believe, still. And you can register soon for that. Featured organization for good this week. There is some horrific stuff happening on the West Coast right now with the forest fires. So I found the California Fire Foundation supplying aid to victims of emergency program, or SAVE. And through this program, frontline firefighters in California provide SAVE gift cards to eligible victims of fire and natural disasters. They can purchase basic necessities such as food, clothing, or medicine. And you can go to www.cafirefoundation.org. I will put that in the show notes or in the comment thing below when this is on YouTube. But consider giving them a little bit of money and spending some. If there's no Kickstarters right now, then you could use them as a Kickstarter. And instead of getting back a cool gaming product, you get the fact that you're helping humanity, which is awesome. So where can people find us on the elsewheres, Evie?
Wait, did one of them disappear? I don't know. I live for crits on Twitter, living for crits on Instagram, and starts living for crits on YouTube.
That's it. So stay safe, stay healthy, stay together.
I will change my ASMR.
I'm going. Yeah, your ASMR is horrible.
It's a
I'm
joke.
gonna say.
It's a joke.
In honor of Kaylin.
Elf, pirate, warrior, pirate.
Maybe I should say What should I say?
I don't know. Say something.
Say
something. I'm giving up on you.
I'll just say, soulbound to Scott.
Good night, everybody.
Bye.